Welcome back to the Venture Crew channel. Today we're going to be talking about the chapter 1114 full spoiler summary. The scans actually just dropped as we started filming, so we're going to be discussing those towards the end of this video. But as of now, we're going to go over just the summary and the overall view of the chapter. So let's get right into it.
All right, so this is chapter 114 titled Wings of Icarus. It is a nod to the actual story of Icarus when he flew too close to the sun and his wings burnt off. We're actually going to see that reference later into this chapter. But the cover story of this chapter is Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage. Volume 4. Please come to the Enma Shrine in Hakumai and offer up the sword to the late Yasuke's steed. Kinemon entrusts Yasuke's sword to Yamato and asks him to bring it back to the Enma Shrine. And we see a map with the route that Yamato will follow all around Wano Kuni. So this is basically just continuing the Yamato storyline, the cover page storyline that we've just been following for the last couple weeks, last couple months since Wano. You know, the storyline kind of needs to hurry up. She needs to go on her own venture, her own voyage. And yeah, I'm just excited for that.
She need to
But
hurry up and join the crew, bro.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. These little side quests need to, hurry up. I want to see Yamato inside of the crew already. She has her spot ready. Her seat is warm. We've been warming it up, man. She needs to join the crew immediately. But the chapter starts where the last one ended, and we see the reactions about Vegapunk's words all over the world. Classic Oda fashion. Oh my gosh, Nani? He did not say that. That dang Vegapunk. From all the admirals and everybody, I guarantee you this is going to be a whole 10-minute, 5-minute, half of an episode is just going to, it's just like, we're going to see Luffy fighting and then it's going to cut to somebody just reacting. You know what I mean? So, classic Oda fashion, just filling in time. He should have been talked, but, that's how it is. So, in Marineford, we see some Marines that are panicked. And we also see a Kainu with a serious face. As I said, Admiral's a Kainu. He's looking like usual, sitting down at his desk, not doing anything, just smoking a cigar and just sitting there angry all the time. Classic Oda fashion. So we cut to Jaya, and we see some pirates laughing at Vegapunk's words. It seems to be a callback to the scene where they laughed at Luffy. Cut to Water 7. Polly is looking worried at the city. Okay, I guess so. It's like the sea levels are rising. She's wondering what's happening in the future. Doflamingo. He quotes, with just sea matters raise in the water level, most of the big cities in the world will be gone. Shall we move to a higher place then? Classic, Doflamingo just sitting there. Is he still in the cell? Did he break out?
No, I think he's still in the cell. I think Magellan was just chill and let him watch the broadcast.
I'm pretty sure there was a cover page of him breaking out of jail.
Did he get out? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but
Doflamingo, we just keep cutting back to Doflamingo every single.
I mean, he also already knew stuff. Like he said it. He was like, "Oh, wait till this gets out or whatever." Right when he first got in prison, he already knows a bunch of stuff.
He knows about Eam. I know he knows about Eam. He has to. All right. So, cut to Ryogyu Place in Gyojin Island. Shirahoshi asks her father about what's going to happen. Neptune just says it's unbelievable. Cut to the Marines' reaction in Egghead Island. As you can see, there is a whole long pattern of just reactions this chapter.
Yep.
But we're gonna get to the juiciness. Okay. So, cut to the Marines in Egghead Island. There are many of them who do not believe what Vegapunk just said. The 5 elders decide to destroy all signs of life on the island. They're going full Ohara mode. They're like, you know what? Fuck it. Anybody here, just kill them. And I understand that point of view because they're used to doing stuff like this. So it's not out of their ball game and just go straight
No,
all
this is how they need to be. Like as endgame villains and being just the guys who wipe out people just for knowing something. Like yeah, this is how they gotta be. I think narratively, just it's really solid.
Yeah, and their goal is to stop Vegapunk's message no matter what. But Vegapunk's message continues. Vegapunk says he will prove it by making one prediction. If this prediction turns out to be wrong, everyone can just ignore the rest of the speech, which that means that this prediction is going to be held to a very high standard, which means that it's like just so important to this world that any other credit, like he's basically putting his whole credibility on the line with this, which I like. I like that there's stakes, but we also know that this is One Piece. Vegapunk, whatever he says is most likely 99% going to happen. So this is just a prediction for the audience, the viewers. That's like, oh man, now we know maybe at the end of the series this is going to happen, so we could speculate. But cut to the next point. Then Vegapunk correctly predicts the earthquake and the swelling of the sea level by 1 meter that took place hours before. Vegapunk concludes that this is not just a natural disaster. Vegapunk, we're getting hints that Vegapunk already knows what the Mother Flame is being used for, and he knows that its island destroying capabilities are just making the sea levels rise to a point where it's just going to again flow over the entire world, which is crazy. Let's cut to the next point. Then Vegapunk. Oh, actually, wrong one. My bad. My bad. We see we see reactions from Smoothie and Mont. Obviously, it's like I said, we're going to see one thing. Luffy's gonna throw a punch. Saturd's gonna be Then we're just gonna cut to another island somewhere, and somebody's
It's
just
gonna be
yeah,
like how in the recent episode where he's explaining the devil fruits while Luffy and Lucci are fighting, whereas like his voiceover while they're fighting, basically is what it's gonna be like when they adapt it.
yep. So this next point is what really intrigued me, and I can't wait till you guys hear it. Smoothie says he's talking about the earthquake that happened earlier today, but isn't Vegapunk dead? Now,
Ooh,
I think that Vegapunk's conscience is still there. I think he's gotten so smart that he found the way to have this message retain all of the knowledge that he knows to this date until he's dead. So I think that this may have been sort of a pseudo pre-recorded message, but also like his own actual mind talking and sending information to this code specifically to like the last remnants of his mind to send this code specifically to this message so that it can continue on, which is something that might be absolutely crazy if Oda actually adapted that and explained that.
wait. So is this saying that Lelouch got blown up the same day that this is all happening? Is that what this is saying? I could have wasn't Lelouch, wasn't that 2 months before, or was that just
I
Sabo
thought,
fleeing Marijois? Was that 2 months prior? Because I know there's a scene where Luffy acknowledges what Sabo got accused of. He's like, oh, he would never do that. But I don't remember specifically if it was him escaping Marijois was 2 months or like a few months prior, or if it was Lelouch was
one,
something like that. I actually, because I thought
well,
what this is implying is that by the time they're seeing the message, the Mother Flame had already been used again. But maybe it was that.
I don't think so. The Mother Flame seems like it is a very valuable product. The One Piece world, obviously, from what we know and what people have predicted and what we've just seen, is much larger than our own current Earth, which makes sense because they have a whole entire just red line around the Earth. If it was our Earth that had a red line, the sea levels would have been rose. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's things like Zunisha, there's giants. So the One Piece world is probably at least 20 times bigger than our Earth. So I think that since that happened, it takes a longer time for that to happen into the other world. So let's say that Whole Cake Island is on the opposite spectrum, but this is a worldwide earthquake. It'll probably take much longer, maybe even a month for it to reach them. That's just my little prediction, but you never know. And it also could just be that since that island was destroyed, tectonic plates have been shifting for the last couple months. So she could be referring to something that happened that we just do not know about. Then we can see an island flooded by water, with people climbing to the top of houses and other people trying to escape in boats. We can also see Tanjit in a Long Ring Longland. Oh, okay. We haven't heard about Long Ring Longland in a while. Or Kuzan covered in bandages in Hachinosu. They do not say anything. Okay, well, I guess we see Tanjit in Long Ring Longland and Kuzan covered in bandages in Hachinosu. So they're probably just sitting there reacting again. We do not see anything about Sanji and Bonni's group in this chapter. Not Zoro or Jinbei either. But Brook is shouting for them to hurry, which is good. Brook is maybe going to step up to the plate, might show some hockey. We don't know. We don't see, actually, hold on. Nami's group fights Saturn while Chopper protects Robin. In guard point, in Saturn's face, Lilith shoots him with her guns. Saturn sends them flying away, but Robin creates a spider web with her arms to stop the knockouts. Okay, Tony.
So Lilith's fighting with the Straw Hats. Specifically Lilith. There you go. She's the next Straw Hat, bro. I'm calling it. She's fighting with them, bro.
She's not going to be a Straw Hat. She's gonna die at the end of this arc.
She's not gonna die, bro. She's not gonna die. She's making it.
She's gonna die, bro. She's gonna get.
We need one Vegapunk, bro. We need at least one.
We don't.
It's gonna be her.
This is the end. I hope you realize this is the end of probably all the Vegapunks, including which one betrayed them? York, right? Including her. She's probably all of them are probably gonna die after this point because there's no point in just having anybody here. The Vegapunks are specifically introduced for this arc only. They're going to die. No Straw Hat Vegapunk.
I don't know. Like, would Oda really introduce Vegapunk all these years later and just kill him off in the same arc? I mean, he killed the real one already. Yeah. I mean, he killed the real one already. But I mean,
bro, who cares about the other robot Vegapunks, bro? I honestly, after they got introduced, I did not give a dang about any of them. You know what I mean?
Like, the only one that really mattered was like Shaka, Lilith, and Atlas. The other few, bro, are so forgettable.
Well, yeah, because that's what they're for. They're for their own specific purpose. Like, oh, these are the Hive Mind. They're all gonna die, bro. They're all gonna die. I'm telling you, they're all gonna die. The Gorosei are gonna kill them all, maybe all except York. And she's gonna die later by being betrayed by them after they get what they want, which is only the Mother Flame. If they find out how to make that, then it'll just be like, all right, we don't need anything else. We don't need this technology. We have the ancient weapon.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, obviously York is not gonna get what she wants. I mean, that's kind of the setup right there. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think they gotta kill. If anything, she'll stay behind on Elbaf, bro. Maybe she's not like an actual Straw Hat, but she's gonna go with them. At least one Vegapunk's gotta make it out. But okay, just keep going.
Saturn says to the other 5 elders that he will take care of all the Denden Mushi in the Mother Flame room. That's great. We have a whole Mother Flame room, which is probably somewhere like just deep in the laboratory. Then he runs past the Straw Hats crew. So he's just like, man, F this, bro. I gotta get going, bro. Man, forget y'all. So we just running straight to the laboratory room. And then he turns his back into human form, which I don't know why. If he wants to just destroy every Denden Mushi, you would think that he would just stomp around and just try to get everyone in there as possible. It's in a quickly, timely manner. In an epic double spread, the Mother Flame is revealed in a small flame burning inside a massive water tank. The flame is burning inside the water. We can see S-108 and A and MU, which stands for A and Mu text written in the water tank. That is big. But I don't think it's big for the same reason that a lot of people might think. I think it's big just for Oda teasing us for just Mu. They say that we know Emu, and it's going to be like, oh, it's that. Let me just put Mu there. It has no correlation to Emu at all, and it's just going to be just a label on the on the box. You know what I mean? But I think Tony thinks that. Tony, what do you think? I know you think that's something else.
So the one thing which I told you was it could possibly stand for Adam and Mu. You know, like Adam and Eve, like you've been saying with Eve being Eve, you know, partaking in the sin or whatever,
Yeah,
right? But I guess like the only thing with that is like, yeah, it's why would it just be Adam and Mu? And I'm thinking like, well, Emu or Eem, whatever you want to pronounce, it doesn't really matter. But maybe she just took on that name, you know? Like that probably isn't her original name, just like Joy Boy probably
I
isn't his
yes,
actual name, you know what
I
I mean?
believe that is just emo is just an epithet. I know it doesn't mean like what does it mean like mother sea in a sense like that's what it means like moo
I
or
mean, it maybe it is as simple as what
translate.
everyone's saying with like it being just Umi backwards, like the Umi Bozu, right?
Yeah,
But I don't know, maybe she just chose that name because it sounds kind of intimidating, like Imusama, right? Like,
I think it has a whole mystery because if you look at different languages, emu is translated in so many different ways. Like I know one of them is like mysterious. I think the one in Japanese for emu means like sea. You know what I mean? So it's just like there may be a correlation there, or there may not. It may just be a epithet like Joy Boy or the Sun God Nika. I believe that either one of those names aren't Joy Boy's actual name. I mean, his name is probably something like Darius or something. You never you never know.
hmm. See a few of here. Some saying that it means God and Buddha. Others that say so. I mean, I don't know. You can't trust the instant translations, but I mean,
Yeah,
like, yeah, obviously it has some kind of meaning, but again, I just doubt that's her actual name.
yeah, I don't think so. I think we're gonna see her whole full name. It might even be like one little part of her name. Like her name is probably Shinzoku Yora Shino Imu and then they just take off
I mean, yeah, because all we
one Imu
know
part.
is Narona Eem of the Narona dynasty, but like,
Yeah,
for all we know, that's not even her actual family.
yeah, that probably isn't even her actual.
Like
That's
that.
probably
That's
just a lie.
if the Revs could easily attain that information, I'm assuming easily, right? I say easily, but the fact that they're even able to get that information shows that it wasn't something that Eam made sure to cover up. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even know anything about the Void Century apart from what Vegapunk is going to tell us and what Robin read from the Poneglyphs. So how did the revolutionaries come across it, bro? And then they didn't even know about, like, Eam in the first place. Sabo had to tell them, which makes sense, right?
Yeah,
They don't really go to Marijois, but still, they found out about a specific family, the Nerona dynasty, which means that they found out about the 20 kingdoms that would go on to form the world government. So either this is just regular history where the name is still there, or they found it. It's a little confusing, but I don't know. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But
hmm
wouldn't Eam want that entire name gone, even from the history, even just changing it, right? I
yes,
mean, we know that they changed documents because Vegapunk, saying that he had the old Devil Fruit Encyclopedia and that the Gum Gum Fruit wasn't in it. So they've changed documents, and there probably are still remnants of the old stuff lying around. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah. I 100% agree. I don't think that's right. I don't just. They've changed documents. They've changed everything. Why would that one thing just be the only thing that's tangible to the actual Marines? Nobody even knows that EAM exists. So yeah, going back on that point. But let's move to the next plot point. Saturn is destroying all of the fake Denden Mushi in the room with his staff while Vegapunk's message continues. Like I said, I don't know why he doesn't just go in like a hybrid form and just smash down with his because he's huge. I don't know why he's just taking his time, bopping one by one. He could just destroy the whole place. If it's that easy to destroy one, why not just tear the roof down? You know what I mean? And just have it all be crushed. But Saturn says it's not this one. The five elders says destroy them all with very, very urgent text, a whole bunch of just exclamation points. Vegapunk says, my first sin is that with the pure intention to provide eternal energy to the world, I have flew too close to the sun. Again, that is a parallel to the actual Icarus story. His wings were burned off when he flew too close to the sun. Then we see the ancient giant robot walking somewhere. The Marines are shooting at it, but the attacks don't affect it. Man, this giant needs to just hurry up to the battlefield. I'm tired of just seeing it standing around, just waking up or just sitting there breathing or just standing
Yeah, he
still
woke up,
walking.
stood up, said, "I'm sorry, Joy Boy," and then like walked around for a little bit.
Like, yo, just
I know these
run, do
things take
something.
time, and I know that it realistically has only been like what, a few seconds in between a lot of these chapters. So
It's
I'm just
been,
like, yeah, it makes sense that he's not gotten anywhere, but still, man, it sucks, bro. I
yeah,
want to see, I
yeah.
want to see it, but I gotta be patient. Gotta be patient.
Hmm. Luffy, Dory, and Bragi are running from Workery. Luffy is using Gear 5 again. That's good. I guess those terrible shark meat that the Giants gave him finally healed his appetite. While Vegapunk's message continues, Vegapunk says, to understand what is about to happen in our world, we must first talk about what happened during the 900 and 800 years ago in the Void Century. Now, we know that the Void Century is just a century in the world, 100 years in the world that is just erased. Nobody knows anything about that 100-year time period. Not They know what happened before and what after, but during that 100 years, which is crucial, no information. That is crazy. So we're going to learn some stuff about the Void Century. Cut to Mary Joie. We see Emu's shadow. Can you guys guess what she does? No reaction as we see. We're never gonna see Eve. I'm telling you this right now. One Piece is gonna end. The world is gonna go into an apocalypse, and we're just never gonna see Eve, bro. Like, it's just gonna be unfinished. It's gonna remain a mystery for the rest of time. I'm telling you this, bro. This is a prediction for the world. This is my Vegapunk prediction. Eam is never going to be revealed. The world is going to end by just some huge meteor or just something coming. Jesus comes back. We're never
I
going
mean,
to.
at this point, bro, I guess we can just assume that Eam is actually Dragon, bro. They
Yeah,
share the
bro.
exact same voice lines.
Eam,
I
Eam,
dare I
Eam.
say voice lines.
Yeah, Eam is Luffy's mom, bro. Let's just say that, bro.
There we go, bro.
Eam is Luffy's mom. We see some Tenryubito reactions too. Obviously, we're still on the reactions. Scarlet, and sorry if I butcher this, but it looks like Shakira is confused since she has never heard of the Void Century before, which I guess it might be not common knowledge because only like scholars know about the Void Century. Like Ohara. Didn't we learn about it in Ohara?
I mean, yeah, only people who had access to the poneglyphs know about the Void Century, and then
Yeah.
obviously whatever books that they could find on it.
Cut to Jaguar D. Saul. We can see him laughing and laying down in the forest as he listens to Vegapunk's message. So isn't this just a confirmation, like a full confirmation that
I
Jaguar
mean, we
alive?
knew he was alive. We already saw like his like silhouette or whatever.
Yeah, but
No, no,
they're
I don't
like,
think it was a silhouette. It was literally just him bandaged up in Elbaf.
well, yeah, but it was still a silhouette though. Even in the anime,
Oh
they
yeah,
have
well I think
it.
it was just you could see his hair, and
But
that was it.
they're still trying to be like the man marked in flames. Like, man, you know his name. It's Jaguar D. Saul. And he does his signature the little laugh. In Orangetown, we see that Boodle and Shushu are with his granddaughter, and we also see two Margaret and the other members of the Kuja tribe in Amazon Lily. While Vegapunk's message continues, again, we seeing people react the gah, or they're just sitting there. You know what I mean? Vegapunk says, I have studied the books and poneglyphs left by a group of great archaeologists and will continue to do their research despite the government forbidding it. This is my second sin, however. I have no regrets about what I have done. Cut to Edison. He's severely damaged. Going through the Frontier Dome, Edison is using Control Room to change the shape of the cloud, extending the Thousand Sunny towards the sea. Usopp cheers up when he sees what's happening. Edison says, don't let the world government catch you, Straw Hat. Vegapunk continues talking about the Void Century. I'm noticing the pattern here. I'm not sure if you are, bro. It's like Vegapunk will just say the word the, and then it'll just cut to somebody else doing something. And it'll just like, all right, this is what I'm going to say. It'll cut to somebody else doing something. And then it'll cough. and it'll cut to somebody else doing something. Vegapunk continues talking about the Void Century. Vegapunk says, history is a tale, and I only know an incomplete story of what happened in that 100 years, and I won't fill in the blanks with my imagination. So from now on, I will only talk about the truth I can confirm. That's good. So it's if Vegapunk can find, this is my question. If Vegapunk can find information about the Void Century and what happened 100 years ago, where did he find it? Who knows this information? Where did he find this? You know what I mean? Because even the scholars of Ohara could not fully crack it. They found the name of the ancient kingdom, but it got cut off. So that's my little
Well,
that's my little
maybe
question.
the books that they had that he retrieved from there. Maybe they have it. I don't know. That, or you could go the very, pun intended, stretchy route of saying Nico Olvia's alive and he speaking with their
Oh
actual,
yeah,
but he would have told
Nico
Robin that
Olivia.
he would have told Robin that her mom's alive
No,
when
no,
he
no.
told Saul was.
I don't think so. But I don't think Nico Olivia is in Elbaf. I think she's somewhere else. I was saying, bro, Robin gonna have a good ending, bro. Because we didn't see her die. Didn't she get like time capsuled too? You
Did
never
she?
know. I'm pretty sure. I think she did.
Didn't she get shot? I thought it was like, well, no, it was an off-screen death. I'm pretty sure what it is that we just see Robin's reaction and then we just hear the gunshot. Isn't
Oda
that what it
doesn't
was?
like Oda doesn't like killing people, bro. Not who is it? The one that raised Naomi. She's probably gonna come alive one day on a
Naomi,
boat or something. She's probably
bro,
gonna come alive.
she's in the ground. She's 6 feet under right now, bro.
You never know, bro. Nah, after what Oda did on Alabasta with that one bird dude, bro, who fell into the sky and got nuked and had a
I
whole
mean,
death. Yo, it just came back
they're gonna keep
like
him dead
nothing.
in the live action, bro. Ain't no
They
way
need
they're
to.
actually gonna adapt that and keep him alive. Kind of like
Yeah,
with
bro.
Mary, bro.
They need
But
to, bro. I'm so tired of the Oda fake out deaths, bro. It's like this dude literally came back without a scratch, bro. You would think he had like an arm or a leg missing. Dude came back, landed like he just like nothing happened. But let's continue. Let's continue. In the final double spread of the chapter, we see Luffy in Gear 5 attacks Mercury again, hitting Mercury's snout with a giant punch. Vegapunk's speech mixes with Luffy's attack. Broggy says, "Stop doing that, Straw Hat. It won't work." Luffy says, "This time it will." Vegapunk says, "The protagonist of this tale is a man born 900 years ago in a certain kingdom with advanced civilization." Well, I guess we know now that Joy Boy was actually born.
he was born 900 years ago, like I said in my video, bro. I said it. He was born 900 years ago. So now we know that he lived to about 100.
Yeah. And now we know that he's not some sort of deity. Well, maybe he is. Maybe he's like a Jesus, he's been born in human
Well,
form.
this next line here is actually going to bring a lot of stuff into question. So let's go ahead.
He can fight with a stretchy body, just like the legendary sun god Nika of Elbaf.
Pause. So the direct line right here is just like the sun god, quotation, sun god, end quote, Nika of Elbaf. So one thing that I noticed in doing research for that video was that every mention of the sun god in terms of the giants, they never use Nika. Right? So I wonder if this spoiler summary is just Redon putting Nika in there just so that we as the readers know exactly what it's talking about. Because the Giants of Elbaf have never used the name Nika. Now, you can argue that Oda just wasn't using that name at the time, but even when Dory and Broggy show up to Egghead, they don't call him the Sun God Nika, they just call him Sun God, right? So, the key thing here, though, is saying just like the Sun God. So, was Joy Boy actually the Sun God, or did he just have the power? Did he manifest the power? It's that one, bro, just having just like the legendary Sun God is a little confusing. It could just be Vegapunk saying, "Hey, this guy was just like the Sun God that you know today," because we know that the Sun God name and that religion is still a thing in One Piece, just not Joy Boy.
You want to know what's crazy? What if this is a little stupid theory? You guys could laugh at it in the comments. I just came up with this just now. This is not even scripted or anything like that. This is dumb. It's going to be regarded as like the crocodile Luffy's mom theory kind of junk. What if Luffy went back in time somehow and created a time paradox, and he is Joy Boy? He is Joy Boy, and he is the sun god Nika. That's why his power was already awakened. He defeated Eve 900 years ago, and then Eve is so mad that he's in this timeline now. That's why it's like, damn, I can't get rid of this guy at all. And the way that he died was just mysterious. He just disappeared.
Yeah.
Never know. Never know. Somebody's gonna make that into a full-length theory and believe that. They're gonna look at this video, steal it, and then just think, man, I just came up with. Let's go to the next one. Luffy says, "Wow." Boggy says, "Stop making us laugh." Actually, hold on, wait. Cut back a little bit. Luffy's attack still does not work against Workery, but Dory and Broggy can't help but laugh at Luffy's reaction. Luffy then says, "Wow," his the stupid little scream that he usually does.
Yeah, he's gonna have eyes and shit.
Stop making us laugh. And then the chapter ends with Luffy crying in pain with a funny face while Vegapunk reveals the name of that man born 900 years ago. The name of that man is Joy Boy, the first man on the sea who was called a pirate. End of the chapter, and guess what? Break next week. One Piece will return in Weekly Shonen Jump on the 27th of May. So, dang.
That feels like it's so far. Is it really? Is that really just the span of 2 weeks? Damn. That feels like it's so much farther away than it may actually be. Okay. Well, let's just say one thing. This chapter is hype. Is it mostly reactions? Yes.
Yes, it is.
I think the visuals and so far what I'm seeing with the scans, the raws that we just got, visually it will be a very good chapter. So the big one here, which like I said earlier, we're going to talk about these scans that we have so far. All I've seen so far is we have the Akainu reaction, and then we have the Mother Flame, which is the big one, right? So yes, it does say A and then the and symbol Mu. So Im refers to herself in the first person as Mu.
Mu.
Right. The A part, I do believe that's the first initial to Joy Boy's name. Is it Adam? Is it something else? I don't know. It's just a theory right now. I will say that the Mother Flame itself does have, and I guess this is just how the flame design that Oda does in general is, but it looks like the Gear 5. Not even the Gear 5. It looks like the Nika silhouette hair, and it has a swirl in the middle, like a devil fruit, like a soul. Ooh, like a soul. Ooh, is it Joy Boy's soul? Ooh, I don't know.
But that would mean they had multiple of them.
True. But, right, so it's a really nice color spread, and then we see, not color spread, but a good spread.
Yeah,
but it looks like it's within Egghead. Okay. And we see Saturn below destroying the Den Mushis in that one scene. So we see it when we see Saturn run past the group with Nami and Robin, all that. So, based off of those scans, I do think this will be a very visually stunning chapter. It'll have some good funny moments, especially with how they're going to have, Luffy making those funny faces. I'm sure that'll be a good adapted Gear 5 scene. It always is with Oda, but great chapter overall. I'm just trying to think what else we could really talk about, because I mean that was a long video, right?
50 minutes video. General, yeah, 50 minutes, bro.
Definitely gonna have to make some cuts. It'll be a highlight video, but overall, great chapter. I will say I'm very happy to see a lot of the stuff that we've been discussing over time kind of come to fruition. A lot of great stuff. I guess the big thing I want to talk about is Joy Boy the sun god? Is he actually the sun god, or is he not? I think that's a really big topic of discussion, because and this could just be how Redon interpreted it. Pew Pieces spoilers did also say this, but he gets it from Redon, so we can't say for sure, right? Using the phrase "just like" before Sun God Nika,
Okay.
it throws a wrench into it where it's like, okay, did he actually, or was he actually the Sun God, or did he just have powers that were so similar to the Sun God they were like, okay, yeah, you're the Sun God, right?
I think I understand this, and this is just going to be my little interpretation. I think that there is a deity of the One Piece world. With that, there's everything needs to have a creator. Everything created needs to have a creator. That creator is the sun god that they worship, and it is believed through just scripture and maybe the sun god actually showing his face to the people and showing himself spiritually to the people. They know that he can stretch similar to that. Joy Boy is a physical manifestation of that, basically, like a Jesus in a sense, him in human form, I guess, if you want to call that. And he gets the powers through the devil fruit because he is destined to have it in a sense. And
I mean, yeah, and again, I
yeah,
did say this in the video where maybe he's just the chosen warrior of liberation, chosen by the sun god, like the actual sun god, to do and carry this out. Because it's clear from what they're saying, for what this is saying, right? If he was just like the sun god of Elbaf, that implies that there was the sun god before there was Joy Boy. Thus, he cannot be the first instance of it, which, you can assume that, just context clues wise. So, I do wonder if the woman, I'm guessing woman in front of Kuma's Bible, I'm bringing this up again, is that the sun god or goddess? It's just,
I'd say this. If there was an actual physical manifestation of the actual sun god, it would have been erased through time. That is something that would have been erased because we know that the One Piece world has very long documents of everything that has happened throughout the past years, hundreds of years.
it's just
So,
I wonder what the correlation here is, because obviously the idea of the sun god and sun god Nika hasn't been erased entirely, because we have slaves talking about it and impelled slaves just in general, and then impel down prisoners talking about it, right? And then sun god is still a religion in Skypiea. Well, it's part of their religion in Skypiea. They have multiple gods, but then there's the sun god of Elbaf. So I wonder, right? Because clearly Eam wasn't worried about erasing that, just specifically Joy Boy. So, it's so messy. There's so many ways this could go, because that implies that the main enemy of Eam is not just the sun god in general. It's specifically Joy Boy.
I
Right?
think that it is. I think that Joy Boy may be a Jesus because he was able to
I
predict
mean, yeah, I
the
think so.
800 years, bro. He was able to predict 800 years into the future and what would happen in the world through the poneglyphs and have the One Piece and know that his will carry on somehow. So he's not a dumb person. I think that he generally does know the outcome of the world
Oh
and
yeah,
he's
and
able
I
to
even
stop.
said this in the Buccaneer video. I said this, right? So clearly he must have known that something was going to happen in the future that would follow up with the Noah's Ark, right? Because if he apologized to them, it likely wasn't just an apology about losing the war. It was, again, apologizing for him not being the one who's going to take them to the surface, right?
Yeah, I think that it was because that was pre-written. He knew that he was going to die. He knew that he wasn't the one that was going to be able to do it. Just to start the revolution, to start the will, he was the one that basically similar to how Jesus came to earth and died on the cross and gave us all the Holy Spirit. That's basically what it was. He gave us will in a sense.
And I mean, clearly he gave himself up because, and I've said this in the past, the Gorosei and Eam don't seem to actually know how to deal with Joy Boy or Nika or the fruit, right? If their goal was, hey, we just gotta capture this fruit, we need to have it in our control, don't let anyone else have it.
Has a
And
mind of
then
its
when they're
own.
actually fighting him, they don't really know how to deal with them either, because, like, you can use the argument that, yes, the fruit is very unpredictable, but still, you would think that if he truly did lose to them, rather than give himself up, that they would know what to do, how to get him under control, right? So
There
that's
may
a little bit more proof in and of itself
there
that he didn't
has
just simply lose and die.
there
He
has
knew
to
what was going to
be
happen.
there has to be a way to counter him. I think there is an actual way. It may be what Eam is, her fruit, her power, because we see that even now he can't really do much to the Gorosei damage wise for some reason. I think that maybe just for one, which is Workery, but Workery's seems like he's tanking a lot of these hits like crazy. Even Luffy in Gear 5 when hitting him.
I'm assuming Workery just has insane hockey coding, and because he wasn't like hurting them, but he was damaging like Saturn, right? Because obviously Saturn had to partially regenerate after getting crushed by a building. So obviously, like, he's doing damage. It's just their regenerative properties, and then excluding Workery's like armor, in a sense, right? They can be hurt. Maybe they don't feel pain, but the regeneration just makes it kind of pointless. There's no point in even worrying about pain because you're just gonna regenerate. You're fine, which I do think has something to do. Probably does have something to do with Eam. It maybe just Eam being alive is what gives them that power. For all we know, they're also demons, so there's that. There's that too. They're definitely not devil fruit users. I will never say that they are until Oda says that they are, but I don't think they are. But yeah,
There,
like they just see it. It could be an equal thing where like they can't even hurt Luffy. Like maybe that's because we've seen Luffy getting attacked. All they've really done was like what Mercury blew off his physical features and he just stuck them back on like stickers, bro. Like he hasn't really been able to hurt Luffy. So it could be one of those trade-off things where it's like they just can't hurt each other. So that's why they just got to get out of there and run away.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
The only way that they could have killed Luffy was when he was in that state of like in his little weak mode out of Gear 5. That's the only time I think they could have hurt him. But Frankie didn't let that happen. Being the GOAT he is, saved Luffy. So I mean, yeah, I don't think they can hurt each other at all, to be honest. That could be it.
Maybe. I mean,
We'll just have to see, again. But I think overall, great, solid chapter. Definitely got some theories that we can make off of this. I've already got a few in my mind. I definitely want to expand on that Adam theory that I got with the A and Mu. I feel like there's a lot that can be said there. But overall, we got just enough information to keep us satisfied during this break. He's the first pirate. His name was definitely not just Joy Boy. That's his epithet. No way this man's name was Joy Boy.
maybe
I don't think so. Maybe, hey, maybe it was.
Maybe it's like
that he was the main character of his time.
It's like Joe E. Boy. I don't know.
Joey Boy. Joey. There you go. But thank you for watching. We'll see you guys on our next video. Stay tuned.
Peace.